Most of us feel like a new year is like a do-over from all the mistakes we made in the previous year, right? So we set all these plans or we make all these goals, New Year's resolutions, hoping for some kind of change in ourselves and in our business. But if we're really honest, nothing ever really changes. So if you're feeling stuck or like you're juggling too many priorities or overwhelmed, this one simple practice will give you clarity and momentum in this coming year for you and your business.
In this podcast, we'll show you how one word can guide your strategies, simplify your decision-making, and unlock growth for your business. We call it setting a theme for the year. Now, most people, they make New Year's resolutions or businesses set goals for the coming year, and we all just hope to achieve them. But George, you're the first person I met who approaches the new year in a completely different way. And I'm wondering, where did you come up with this process?
So I've been doing this a few years, right? A couple of decades or so ago, something like that. And what I found was nobody remembers anything they say they're going to do at the beginning of the year. And so what they've come up with, geniuses, they print it out, they frame it on the wall, and these are our visions and missions and goals and whatever. And I had one company where they painted the cultural values of the company on the wall because you couldn't remember them. So I decided, what you need is one word that just sums it all up, that says, this is what we're trying to do this year. And you know what I discovered? People can remember one word. And they can really remember it the whole year. And so it's a challenge. It's brevity is the soul of wit, that's Shakespeare, and it's boiling it all down to one word.
But what do you do with goals? One word, you want to have multiple goals. How can you hit multiple goals with one word?
Right. So a theme is a unifying message that takes all the strategies and puts them into one word. All right. Goals are not strategies. In fact, check out the video in the link below, and I get into all that in great detail. Goals are the finish line. You cross the goal line. They're markers. They are accomplishing the objective. All right. And so if you're doing a theme, you're going to hit the goals. It's going to happen automatically.
So basically, a theme is kind of like the headline for the business for the year. It's that one word that ties all those multiple goals and strategies and objectives and metrics together so that no matter what department you're in or where you're working, we all know we're doing this one thing this year. This is the headline. This is what unifies all the strategies and ties things together.
Right. That's a great way to put it, AJ.
But that's a pretty if you're going to set one word for everybody in your company to remember, that's a pretty important word to decide on. And it has to encompass so much stuff. How do you even begin to think about creating this word to apply it for your business? It almost kind of feels a little easier on the personal front, but from the business front, this is a very important thing that you're declaring at the beginning of the year.
Yeah. Okay. So AJ, you're making it sound really ominous and there's all this pressure. Okay. So let me take all the pressure off. Let me deflate the balloon and just go, it's really quite easy. Okay, guys. So you first of all, brainstorm out these strategies that you have. And so like at Rackspace, this particular year, we were looking back over the last few, and we had investors come in and we were living off the investor money, but we had to turn a profit. And all of our strategies were, we had to get profitable. Okay. It's just, the word's just screaming at you, right? It's profit. Our one word was profit. We actually called it project profit. So it wasn't so, ugly sounding, but honestly, that was it. But guys, you could do like, let's say you want to streamline this year. The word could be automate. If you want to, let's say you need to really push marketing and that sort of thing, it might be engage or it might be expand. You see, so because the word is a trigger, okay? And so the company knows that we were going to be focusing on things that made them money. And it wasn't cutting budgets. This is like, we got to generate more revenue. And so anything that did that, so we're thinking about that. When we hear the word profit, it's kind of like, oh yeah, it's June. All right. And it's, what's the word? Profit. And you're like, oh, I had totally forgotten.
Yeah, as you're saying that, it sounds like it's going to be painfully obvious for most business owners. Like, the challenges that you faced this past year and the challenges that are to come in this coming year. And with some envisioning that we talk about all the time with the next level navigator process, you know where you're going and you know what's in your way. And you have a set of strategies to get you there. They're probably all unified together in some way if you're going towards the same direction, or if not, maybe you need to check out our free e-course, the Get Business Savvy e-course, and then the Next Level Navigator e-course, just to get started with how to envision and line all these things up, so that way when you have your set of strategies, the theme just screams out to you.
Yeah. So the thing is that, and we're doing something else here, because we know, and you're the leader of your company, we know that if you will keep this word in your head and you will keep your brain focused on those strategies, you will accomplish them this year. And so what we're doing is, it's like an easy way to remember. Maybe this is an early year, like we're going to launch a new product. Maybe you're launching your company, so the theme this year is launch, or it might be we're going to do something new, so it's innovate. You see, it's a trigger word, and then all these strategies fit underneath that. And that means there's strategies that don't fit underneath that, okay? Because we're not going to be profitable. We're not going to have two words like innovate with profit. No, that's now we got too many things going on. All right. So what I'm saying is, you test your theme. Okay. And you try on different words till you get one that fits. And you can tell it's like a good jacket or shirt or something. You're like, oh, this one feels really good. And everyone, it's going to resonate with everyone else in the company, especially your key leaders. Okay. It doesn't need to be everybody in the company, but if it's focus or simplify or grow, these are all the kinds of words you might be using that sum up all of those strategies, and then make it visible, where it's like, it's on people's computer screens. It's on, you go around and you see the word profit periodically, and so you need that visual reminder, and it's a triggering word, remember, and you go like, boom, oh yeah, because we forget. World comes in, life goes on, business gets busy, we forget.
Yeah, just like resolutions, no one ever gets them done. And I've always kind of observed that. So I just never set resolutions and figure if I don't have anything to resolve, there's nothing to forget, right? And so then I met you and you were talking about these themes and how it can set direction and clarity for the year. And that was at a point where I was just about to graduate college. We were doing this YouTube thing. I had my startup going on. I was getting a job. I was coaching basketball. I was moving cities. Like, I had a lot of stuff going on. And the word just was screaming to me, focus. You have to prioritize a few of these things as you're entering this next year, this next phase of life. And by the end of that year, I had focused on my job and YouTube. And those were what we were going to focus on. And throughout the year, it kind of removed that sense of guilt that I feel like resolutions can create, because it's like, when I notice, oh my gosh, I'm doing too much, I'm overwhelmed. Oh wait, the theme was just to focus. All right, what needs to be focused on? I've kind of gotten away from that. Let me get back on course with focusing.
So there's something else going on. As you're saying that, I'm realizing it's not just saying yes to focus, okay, in that particular year. It's also saying no to distractions. And you start, because you will begin to filter with your word, you will begin to filter out stuff that doesn't apply. No, wait, we're not doing that this year. That was last year. Okay. Or maybe we'll do that next year, but this year it's profit. Oh, and by the way, it worked. Incredibly profitable year. And every year after that, Rackspace was profitable, significantly profitable, wildly profitable.
Yeah, I could just see that from a business sense with profit. Maybe one exec has an idea, guys, we can invest in this business area and we're going to see income streams coming out of it in 3-4 years. And then just the CEO goes, look at the word. It's not invest in future earnings, it's profit now.
So a couple of years ago, I got a word that, or actually it was a little phrase, get out there. All right. And so if you boil it down to one word, it was like venture or adventure. But I like action verbs. Okay. That's what I want in the word. Like simplify, profit's a noun, I realize. but I'm working with 2,000 people. You just kind of have to compromise. Okay. But go with an action verb. It's really good. Like focus. All right. And so mine would have been venture. But I had gotten this a little different way. So I want to share this with you. I call it advanced words. And this feeds into it, but it's on a spiritual basis. And for those that are spiritually inclined, this will be appealing to you. And if you're not, don't worry. It's not weird or creepy, but you can actually be praying and get a sense of what is this year about? It's a wonderful question. What's the coming year going to be about? And let your imagination go with that. And they're called advanced words because it's like you're asking for an advanced word on the year. In that particular case, it was like, get out there. And I knew that was for my business and it was for me. It was very personal, but it was also very real for the business. And I can't remember all the things that happened that year, like YouTube and other things that we started doing, but I started getting out there.
Yeah, and that's what happened to me this past year with the word grow. I had, gotten focused by the end of 2 years ago, and I was praying over what my next word should be. Like, where do we go from here? I've got focused and I've got my things that I'm focusing on and working on. And the word that kept occurring to me was just grow. Now you have them. It's time to water them. And things take a little bit longer than you want sometimes, but they have definitely grown for sure.
So what are some of the categories you've experienced growth in this year?
I mean, YouTube would be the first one. Just look at how our channel's grown this year.
Yeah.
And then personal health has grown in a number of ways, just knowledge of fitness and nutrition. Then there's also just the spiritual growth and getting closer with Jesus. And then just overall business acumen has grown incredibly.
So you've got a real tool here. This is a perfect time of year to do it, but you can do this anytime in the year to come up with that one word that sums up where you're headed, establish a theme for the year. You will be amazed at how it just clears the fog away and you can truly see where you're going and what you're focusing on. And if you want to go deeper with that, like we said, click the link below to the free e-course called Get Business Savvy and check out this video right here on goals. I know you're going to love it. And in the meantime, may you live truly free.